Hi kids, it's Mrs. Tucker. I am so proud of you guys. We are just about done with Algebra 1. We're just about done studying quadratics. So now it's time to talk about our graphing calculator project. You're going to pull together what you know about linear functions and quadratic functions and draw a little picture on your calculator. So get out your packets and let's talk about it. You might want to grab a highlighter. I want you guys to put your names on your packets, please. All right. I'm going to grab my highlighter here too. All right, let's just read through all of this. It says, can you draw what you know? Linear functions, quadratic functions, domain restrictions. You're going to create a program using your TI-83 or 84 graphing calculator that will draw a picture. You will use your knowledge of linear functions, quadratic functions, and domain restrictions. This project will be completed in class over about the next month, month and a half. You may use your own calculator. If you don't have your own calculator, you'll be using one of mine. All right, here's requirements. The window will be set at, and here's your X min and your X max, and your Y min and your Y max when you use the z-square. And I'll show you how to do that later in the programming here. No more than 158 lines in the program. I've never had a problem with that. No programs within programs. Never had a problem with that. Here's what you need to underline or highlight. There needs to be a minimum of 10 linear functions or equations and 10 quadratic equations. And I want you to note that horizontal lines and vertical lines do not count in the minimum of 20 equations. You can use horizontal lines and you can use vertical lines, but your linear functions have to have either a positive slope or a negative slope. The slope cannot be undefined and the slope cannot be 0 to be counted in as one of the minimum 10 linears. All right? All lines except for vertical lines must be written as linear functions. That is y equals mx plus b, including your horizontal lines. No line should be restricted to less than 1 unit, and I'll tell you why later. Quadratics no less than 2 units wide. The shade command must be used at least twice. The only commands allowed from the draw menu are draw line, line, draw F, shade, circle, and text, and all pictures are to be centered in the window listed above. Okay, so the basic requirements: 10 linear functions that have either positive or negative slopes, 10 quadratic equations, and 2 draw commands. You may have horizontal lines, you may throw in vertical lines, you may use some circles, but this is what I'm looking for. All pictures should be appropriate for school use. I'm sorry, no guns. When complete, your picture should be properly drawn. If you say you drew a tree, it should look like a tree. No abstract drawings will be allowed. Naming your program. Use the first 3 letters of your last name followed by the first 3 letters of your first name, no space. I'll show you how to do that. If your name, first or last, does not have 3 letters, use the letters as instructed above that you do have. Stapling order. This is when you turn in your project. First, on top, I want a computer printout of your picture and your program, every 5th line numbered in the program, including your name. Full sheet of graph paper showing your hand drawing of your picture. The completed chart. Your equations on this chart and the graph must match, so both charts of equations and this grading rubric, stapled in that order. Note, in order to turn in your project in time, you will need to download it to my computer prior to the due date. I will print your picture and program for you to turn in. I will not download any programs on the due date. Guys, it takes about 20 minutes for you to download your program and get it printed. I can't get everybody done in the same day, so you need to plan ahead. This is the grading rubric. I am changing the dates because you can tell these dates are old. We'll be changing those dates, but you need to go through and look at the grading rubric and see what it is that you're being graded on, and check them off as you see that you've done those. All right, I'll see you in the next video.